Everybody. Welcome to Decker Truck Line at our main headquarters here in Fort Dodge. We are very glad to be back in person with everyone this year. We've tried this award ceremony a few different ways, and we've been having lunches. We had to do virtual last year, and we tried to do something a little different this year and put on a little banquet for everybody as we get a chance to recognize our best of the best drivers, our nominees for Driver of the Year, our Million Mile Award recipients. We get a chance to recognize some of our longtime retirees this year. It is very nice to see everyone tonight. Thank you all for coming out here tonight. I'd like to take a minute to recognize a few people. But first, thank you to Chef Michael Hurst and the Iowa Central Culinary team for fantastic dinner tonight. They did a great job of putting that on for us. One thing I think that makes Decker Truck Line in our industry so successful is kind of the relationship between three different parties is the shipper, the carrier, and the driver. We know we've got some of the finest drivers in the industry. I think we do a pretty good job as a shipper, but we've got some of the best customers that we could ask for in the industry. I want to recognize two of our best that are here tonight. Rick Barrett from Tyson Foods is here with us, as well as Jerry Null and Laird Hodges from Prestige. They represent kind of two ends of the spectrum for us as on the Tyson or on the Prestige side is a newer customer that we were able to take on, put the confidence in us to execute their needs, and hopefully we've lived up to their needs and helped them become a successful, strong player in this area in the protein industry. Tyson representing a very long historic history for Decker Truck Line, going back to the IBP days, and I know there's some people in this room that have some great stories from those long, arduous days. And speaking of the guys that dealt with the old days of the IBPs and the old days of this industry, I'd like to recognize a few of them that were able to join us here tonight that have meant a lot to me in my life and what they've meant to Decker Truck Line. Joe and Gene Fell, Marvin, Judy Heinze, and Jim Wilkins are joining my dad at the center table here. I just want a round of applause for them and what they've meant for Decker Truck Line going back decades. They did a heck of a job of setting up this company for what we've been able to inherit and take to the next level. And thank you guys for what you guys have done for Decker Truck Line for those many years and decades before us. As we get started, we have a lot of things to be excited about and thankful for at Decker Truck Line over the last few years. We've always had a couple tough years of our lives in the industry, and we've done a good job of faring through those and really striving. 2021 was a great year for Decker Truck Line. We had a lot of new developments. We were able to engage with our drivers even better, made our way forward in the industry, and I think a couple of those things are going to come to light in some of the awards that we're going to mention tonight. But first, I'd like to bring up Ken Cromwell, our Chief Operating Officer, to discuss a few of the awards that we received throughout the industry and talk about those. And we've got a full night of recognitions and some exciting things to announce tonight. So, Ken, please come up and take us away on a few of the awards we've won.
I might have to adjust this for height. I don't know. All right. Good evening. I've got a couple of different topics to go through. Some are environmental and some are humanitarian stories. So the first one is an environmental award. It's the award that's given to us as an entire fleet that's through the EPA called SmartWay. And what that is it's basically acknowledging that we are using the cleanest and most efficient equipment throughout our entire supply chain. So that award goes to the entire fleet. And it's through the government, and only 2% of the participants are awarded such award. So that's pretty rarefied air. So that's something that means that our professional drivers contributed in every load, and every piece of equipment that they touched throughout the year to earn that. So that's a really good achievement. That's the environment. So now let's talk about people, the humanitarian. This one is my favorite. Grant Quinton, where are you, Grant? There you are. So on February 6th, Grant, who's a trainer for us, found himself and a trainee driving in Oklahoma on a highway, and they noticed an overturned vehicle and could smell the rubber and smoke from it just happened. And they pulled over, threw out their roadside triangles, knocked out the windows of the overturned vehicle, and helped an older gentleman and his 10-year-old grandson escape unharmed. Completely good Samaritan. Stuck around, gave them water and blankets, ushered them to safety, waited for the EMTs to arrive. And then they got in the ambulance and drove off, hardly without a thank you. I think we owe it to Grant to acknowledge him tonight. Once we found out what he had done, we immediately reached out to the TCA. They have a Highway Angel Award. And I definitely think that what Grant achieved on February 6th of this year is worthy of that award. He won it the very next day. TCA is a very large organization. For them to move that quickly, I think is very telling. So, Grant, I'd like for you to come up here and let us give you a certificate. Can we give Grant a round of applause? Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Everybody, Grant Quinton. Lastly, we've got a representative of Decker Truck Line in Tim Olden. And Tim has a 2012 386 Peterbilt that he's taken to a couple of shows in 2021, and he represented us extremely well. He went to the East Coast Truckers Jamboree down in Kenly, North Carolina, beautiful part of the world. And he showcased his Pete and ended up winning the exceptional truck, and he won an award for promoting Decker. He also participated in the I-80 Walcott Truckers Jamboree in July of last year, where he came in home with 2 trophies, one of which was third for the trailer and truck combination for a working unit. So not only is it a working unit that he uses every year, it's in such great shape that he was able to bring home that coveted award. Tim does a great job representing us at these jamborees, and he does a good job recruiting as well. He helps bring us some other fine, talented drivers. So just wanted to acknowledge Tim, and I think he's right there in the hat. Yep. Thank you, Tim. And I'd like to echo Dale's sentiment that it's great to be back together again in person. I think a lot of work has gone into this, as you can clearly see, and we look forward to doing it year after year. So thank you for your time. I'm going to have Rick George come up from VP of Safety. He's going to talk to you about some safety awards that we won. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. I'd like to talk to you tonight about the Decker representation at the Iowa Motor Truck Association Management Conference that was held in Des Moines this past September. Since 1942, the Iowa Motor Truck Association has held this annual convention, with the exception of 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Attending the conference were professional driver Anthony Vasquez, professional driver Thomas Melton, Vice President of Maintenance Rod Simon, Warranty Manager Joe Hayes, Matt Lynch, Director of Maintenance Operations, Tammy O'Toole, Vice President of Administration, Mark Gleason, Director of Operations for the Midwest Flatbed, and yours truly. Decker has always had a great presence at this conference, and in 2021, Decker was represented exceptionally well. Decker received the Great West Casualty Fleet Safety Award for the truckload division in the 13 to 16 million mile category. And Decker was also named the 2021 Iowa Motor Truck Association Fleet Maintenance Operation of the Year. Midwest Wheel and IMTA noted that Midwest Wheel was the sponsor of the award. But Midwest Wheel and Iowa Motor Truck Association noted that Decker's commitment and dedication to excellence in fleet maintenance operations is second to none. You've set the bar very high, having achieved the results that further strengthen the trucking industry's commitment to overall safety. Our outstanding driver force and maintenance team was well represented. Anthony Vasquez, who was nominated for Outstanding Professional Driver. Thomas Melton was nominated for Master Truck Driver. Joe Hayes was nominated for the Iowa Fleet Maintenance Professional. And Matt Lynch was graduated from the 2001 IMTA leadership team. So hats off to all of those folks. Last year, we had a representation at the Iowa Truck Driving Championships. In August, 3 of our professional drivers represented Decker Truck Line at the championships. Tom Melton in the flatbed class, Dean Filmer in the 5-axle class, and Todd Overson in the 5-axle sleeper class. Todd and Tom were entered as rookies in the competition since it was their first time participating in this prestigious event. Dean took 3rd place in his class and 1st place in the pre-trip inspection competition. The Decker team took 3rd place overall in the overall team points competition. In Montana, the Truck Driving Championships had 3 drivers competing on behalf of Decker Truck Line. Art Club, Roy Middlestad, and I think Roy's here with us tonight. They tied for 3rd place. Lyle Turville, I think he's with us also here tonight. He was awarded 1st place. Decker Truck Line was also awarded 2nd place for 0 accidents in the 2.5 million mile and above category in Montana. So congratulations to all these drivers, and thank you for your hard work in preparing for these competitions, and most of all for representing Decker Truck Line with such high quality standards. We're very proud of you and the professionalism you displayed. Thank you all very much. Now I'd like to give the podium back to Dale.
Thanks, Rick. Again, another IMTA conference, another set of awards for Decker Truck Line that we're every year we're proud of the achievements that our staff and our drivers impress the industry with. Next thing we have up are retirements. We've had a lot of fine talent through here in the many years that Decker Truck Line's been around. We've got a couple here to mention that have been around for a significant amount of time that we want to bring up here and recognize their dedication and hard work for the many years of service at Decker Truck Line. The first one we'd like to recognize is a lot of you drivers should know him, Dave Chapman, who was... Hopefully you got to know Dave strictly through orientation and not any remedial training. But Dave was an integral part of Decker Truck Line for the past 19 years. He started in March of 2002 as a driver orientation instructor. He also spent some time in Bessemer, Alabama as a driver trainer, and in May of 2014, Dave was promoted to the Director of Driver Training and Orientation. Dave retired this past October. We thank Dave for his many years of service, and Dave would like to present you with the Crystal Truck. In Dave's many years, he held drivers coming into Decker Truck Line to a high standard. Dave knew what it meant to be a Decker driver and what it took to have the standards that reflected us and our culture. And Dave, we thank you for being the front line of making sure that the drivers that were behind the wheel of the truck every day met our standards and were safe, qualified drivers that represented Decker Truck Line well. And again, Dave, thank you for the 19 years of service, and we wish you a happy retirement. Next, we have 2 drivers on here that have had tenures at Decker Truck Line older than I was, or that I am now. And if you've had a tenure at Decker Truck Line older than I am, at some point, some little kid was running around on a go-kart in the parking lot out there that you had to dodge. And I thank you for your superior driving skills and not hitting the kid in the little go-kart when I was probably 8 years old. One of those that I remember the name as long as I can remember is Lynn Beckler. Lynn drove for Decker Truck Line for 36 years. He started in February of 1985 and retired this past November. At the time of his retirement, Lynn drove for the Midwest Reefer Van Division and is under his longtime fleet manager, Gary Northrup. Lynn, can you please join us on the stage for a presentation of your crystal truck? The next one is Jim Connard. Jim Connard drove for Decker Truck Line for 45 years, close to half a decade, or half a century, I'm sorry. That's an impressive amount of time that Jim has been associated with Decker Truck Line. Starting in 1977 and retiring just this past January of 2021, at the time of his retirement, Jim was in the Midwest Reefer Division and, of course, dispatched by Gary Northrup. Gary seemed to have a very astute board of senior, probably easier to manage drivers. Right? Jim, thank you for your many years of service.
Thank you, Dale.
Next, we would like to recognize the drivers that have qualified in the Million Mile Award categories. This is an impressive feat when you think about the many miles that a driver would drive each year and how many years it takes to accumulate 1 million safe accident-free miles. These drivers will qualify for a Million Mile Award, will be named to the Decker Million Mile team, and will receive awards signifying the level attained. To verify mileage incurred prior to Decker Truck Line, you must obtain verification directly from your previous employers. Forms are available for certification by the safety directors of their other companies, which must then be submitted to the safety department here at Decker Truck Line. A lot of work goes into compiling these numbers and making sure that the drivers are recognized for their awards. The safety department does a fantastic job of really compiling those things and so that we can rightfully recognize those drivers and credit them for the miles that they've earned. So thank you for the safety department for the tracking of those and the drivers that have dedicated themselves to being very safe on the road and putting that many miles under their wheels. The following drivers will receive a leather Million Mile team jacket, Million Mile decal for your truck, recognition on all of our Decker Truck Line social media, their name added to the prestigious Million Mile plaque that is in our office, their own personalized Million Mile plaque, which are up here, and a specially designed engraved ring with the Million Mile logo. Please help me recognize the following Million Mile Award recipients that could not be with us this evening. I'm sure they're out there racking up some more miles. For 1 million miles, Lauren Durham, Benjamin Eby, Arthur Gonzalez, Todd Hawkins, Leland Layden, Roy Middlestead, Derek Potter, Daniel Sturr, and Dwayne Washington. For 2 million miles, Charles Zimmerman. And for 3 million miles, Charles Wilson. We have a round of applause for those that aren't here but recognize their achievements. Tonight, we have a few of them that are in our audience tonight, and we would like them to come up and be recognized and receive their honorary plaque. For 1 million miles, Tanner Geisinger. Jean Zhang. Rafael Guerrero. Paul Heeman. James Miner. Robbie Munson. Keith Stulin. Lyle Turville. We go from 1 million miles and we jump up a little bit. Jump up to 3 million miles. And tonight we get to recognize Dale Lehman for 3 million safe miles. How about another round of applause for all those drivers that dedicated themselves to safe driving? A lot of these awards we've had the chance to do in past years and kind of got to know how to present them and what to expect, but this is a new one for us. A few years back, we really dedicated ourselves to trying to get ahead of being really driver first and not just something that we just say as a cliche, but we really wanted to put ourselves as, we're going to lead this industry as a place that really respects its drivers, that gives the drivers a great place to call home, and that we really understand the needs of the drivers, and we want them to feel that Decker Truckline is the right place to be for them. This last year was the first year that we were nominated as the best fleets to drive for. And from what I'm told, we were the first time nominee to actually win the award. So last year we went through a process of compiling our data and presenting it to Carrier's Edge. And in February, we got to go out and receive the award as a top 20 best fleets to drive for in the United States. It's probably one of the most proud awards that we've ever won because we were nominated by Don Neely, one of our own drivers. Coming from our drivers, reflecting us is what we've done as a company to appreciate the drivers and make Decker Truckline a great place to call home was probably one of the most touching awards and recognitions that we've ever had. Our efforts have paid off with that, and we really appreciate Don for nominating us, and I appreciate all the hard work that the team has done to put together across the board a company that's really, truly the best fleets to drive for. So thank you to everybody that's been involved in truly making us that best fleets to drive for. Thank you very much. We got to go out to Las Vegas a few weeks ago and accept this award from the TCA. It means a lot. It really means that we stand out amongst our competition, and we really believe that it's a recognition of what we truly believe in our hearts, that we really want to be the best place for truck drivers to work at Decker Truckline. And our dedication to the professional drivers is subsequent to nothing. And this means a lot as a recognition of that. So we appreciate the nomination. We appreciate the work that everyone's put in, from the maintenance staff to the office staff to the drivers to the fleet management. Every bit of this company is what deserves this award and is what won this award. We got 1 year under our belt, and now we want to keep going year after year after year and really be recognized as one of the best fleets to drive for in the country. So thank you, everyone, for making this happen. And now we get on to the part that everyone's been waiting for tonight. Driver of the Year. A lot of work goes into putting this together. And first, I want to thank not only the drivers that strive to achieve this every year, but also the staff that puts together the data for us to see, the nominations from the fleet managers, the directors for reviewing the nominations, and the amazing amount of hard work that goes on behind the scenes to put these things together. So I want to thank Tammy and Katie and the rest of the staff that not only compiles the information for us, puts it together, but makes it all the way to an event like this that we can get to celebrate everyone tonight and enjoy a night like this. And I appreciate all the hard work that between Tammy and Katie and the rest of the staff that made tonight happen. So I want to thank them for the work that they've done to do this. Being a professional driver means more than just having your CDL. It represents the company in a positive way. It is doing your job with pride and making sure your duties and responsibilities are executed correctly every day. True professional drivers are always professional and safe. These 2021 Professional Drivers of the Year were selected from the 2021 Professional Drivers of the Month, who are nominated and selected each month. Drivers of the Month or Year nominations and selections are based on the individual's performance. Scoring is based each professional driver's monthly scorecard, compliance, and overall performance. The criteria is considered monthly scorecard results, CSA violations, preventable accidents, fuel compliance, idle time, miles per week, claims, smart drive score, and overall driving performance. Each division driver of the year will receive a custom-made Decker driver jacket of the year, a plaque, a special decal for your tractor, and except for the grand champion will receive $3,000. Tell you, it's pretty neat pulling in here tonight and looking at some of the trucks that are parked out here. There's a few of them that have quite a few decals on them that are going above and beyond our regular decal scheme. We've got quite a few of them that have been winning this award very repetitively. That doesn't mean that it's unattainable. It means that these drivers truly are performing that well. From a data standpoint, they're really the best of the best. So I'd like to first introduce the West Reefer Division's Driver of the Year, Chad Hazelton. Chad has been with Decker for 11 years, but he has been out on the road driving for close to 26. He was named the West Reefer Driver of the Year in 2017, 2018, 2020, and now in 2021. And what an accomplishment that is. Chad's scorecards and Smart Drive scores are nearly perfect. His miles are great, and he earned his Million Mile Award in 2020. Chad was born in Michigan and raised in Missouri. His first truck at Decker was a yellow 386 Peterbilt. It started with 60,000 miles. Chad put another 410,000 miles on it. He appreciates that Decker keeps the fleet up to date and notes that everyone he's ever encountered at Decker has been very friendly and easy to get along with. In his free time, Chad enjoys cooking with his mom, his sister, brother-in-law, and grandmother, as well as fixing up his 1972 4x4 Suburban. Chad continues to make renovations to his shop and bar and takes pride in his work. Boy, does he ever. When he does not get home and isn't working on as many projects, he likes spending time with his cat named Citrus, and he plans on doing a lot of fishing this summer. Chad encourages other drivers who are interested in becoming driver of the month or year to not get discouraged and never give up hope. While on the road, be certain to watch and pay attention with your own eyes and ears. Do not rely 100% on technology to drive safely for you, and use common sense. Chad also shares the most important thing out there on the road is communication. Communication is all around us, whether it's turn signals, headlights, lines on the highway, trees swaying in the wind to let us know it's windy, eye contact with walking in front of parked truck if someone is in the driver's seat are all ways to signal. All of these revert back to safety, and be safe out there. Personal note from Chad's fleet manager, Matt Nichols. Chad was such a great help to me when I took over the Pepperidge fleet. He is always willing to go the extra mile for Decker and his Pepperidge customers. He is one of the first to offer to come out of home early in order to get his equipment repaired, whether it be in Fort Dodge or Hammond. He routinely helps when new drivers are called upon to help with the Pepperidge runs down to New Mexico. He helps those drivers with communications and directions to facilities, as well as unloading and reloading instructions for the bread racks. In his time off, Chad enjoys working on projects around his property, where he lives in Iowa, Missouri, with his mother. In addition to those projects, I've received many pictures of the renovations he is doing in his shop. It is quite a project and looks to be a great place to hang out and watch sports or just shoot the breeze. Chad is the definition of a team player. He is always willing to go the extra mile to provide the quality of service for which Decker is known. Thank you and congratulations, Chad. Our next driver hails from the Midwest Reefer Division, Todd Overson. Todd has been driving truck for 25 years. He joined the Decker family in August of 2010. Because of COVID, it's been a tough year for him and all of Decker drivers, but he loves his job very much. While working for Decker, he enjoys meeting new people, the everyday challenge, and the reward of accomplishment of training. He really appreciates all of his trainees. As with our division drivers of the year, Todd Overson's driving record is impeccable and one that all drivers can strive for. Todd earned his 2 Million Mile Award in 2013 and was named Division Driver of the Year in 2019 and 2020 and again in 2021. Even with the incredibly high number of miles that Todd drove in 2021, he remained accident-free. His idle time average was down to 1.43%. He is always on time with no service failures. His Smart Drive score is a low 9, and Todd had a perfect 1,000-point scorecard the entire year. Driving has allowed Todd to travel while making a living. He always attributes his success to his wife, Chris, for letting him have his career. If it wasn't for her, it just wouldn't be the same. Some of Todd's hobbies include spending time with his 2 children, chasing his 5 grandchildren around the house, collecting Hot Wheels, working on his 67 Chevy pickup, and attending his church's annual mission trip to Tijuana to build resident housing and help specific families with needs of clothing, toothpaste, everyday essentials, and etc. Todd says, always have faith in who you are, where you are going, and how you got there. And he believes that we all need to strive to be better every day while making someone else's day better too. Personal comment from Todd's fleet manager, Marcia Goodall. I enjoy working with Todd. He's always positive and willing to help. I know if he is given a load, it will deliver on time. Todd is a go-to driver. If you are in a bind, he always jumps on the board, and he's flexible with his home time to meet the customer's needs. Todd does an excellent job communicating any concerns, and most importantly, he takes pride in all things that he does. Todd enjoys training and sharing his experience with his trainees. He takes a vested interest in his trainees and follows up with them to make sure that they are succeeding. Several times, Todd has donated his time to take donations to the needy Southern California for his church. And he also takes vacation time to help distribute the donations. Todd and his wife, Chris, were instrumental in starting the Decker t-shirt quilt that was signed by Decker employees and drivers and then was given to Don and Diane for Christmas in 2021. I can't think of a more professional driver and good representative of Decker Truck Line. Thank you, Todd. Representing the Midwest Flatbed Division is Thomas Melton. Tom joined the Decker family in June of 2008. His love for driving started as a short-haul driver. Now he really enjoys the Midwest Flatbed Division. With the help of his fleet manager, Jerry Chapman, Tom earned his Million Mile Award in 2019. Tom says, Jerry keeps the miles coming and my wheels turning. In 2021, Tom was nominated on behalf of Decker Truck Line for the Iowa Motor Truck Association Master Professional Driver Award of the Year. As you can see, Tom's stats are the best of the best. He was Driver of the Year for Midwest Flatbed Division in 2019, in 2020, and now in 2021. This is all due to his nearly impeccable scorecards and perfect Smart Drive scores each and every month. Mark Gleason, Director of Flatbed Midwest Division, states, Tom demonstrates what a true professional driver is. He consistently shares his knowledge and experience while assisting other drivers on securing steel over Gary. He has a great work ethic and is always available and willing to help whenever needed. Tom is a huge asset to our team. Tom is happily married with five children and 2 grandchildren. In his free time, he enjoys spending time with his family, being outdoors, playing golf, working in his yard, and playing pool. Tom spends a large amount of time in Chicago delivering drywall and picking up steel. He stresses in his advice is, if you doubt the safety of a load, get out and check it. Always stay aware of your surroundings and be proactive with the traffic around you. Smart Drive not only makes you a better truck driver, it makes you a safer driver overall. Some words from Tom's fleet manager, Jerry Chapman. Tom is a great driver and a very hard worker. He is always on time and will do extra whenever needed. Being selected as Midwest Flatbed Driver of the Year in 2019 and 2020, Tom has worked extra hard this year to keep his scorecard high while improving his Smart Drive score to a perfect 0. Tom is very easy to get along with. He will help other drivers and customers with whatever it takes to get the job done, and he always does extra whenever needed. He is truly a professional Decker driver, and I am proud to have him on my fleet. Now we'll travel south to the Flatbed Division and Don Neely. Although Donald Neely, known as Donnie, has only been with Decker Truck Line since April of 2002, he has proven himself over and over. After a few months of working with his fleet manager, Jimmy Mitchell, he jumped on board and made up his mind that he was going to be nominated and chosen for Driver of the Month. With the excitement of earning that title in February of 2021, he then became determined to be named the Southern Flatbed Driver of the Year. In his 22 months Donald has been here, he has had a perfect scorecard for 11 and 7 months with a score of 900 or better, and he has driven over 256,700 miles. Donnie, following his father's footsteps, started working at Decker by working in our Missoula shop. He then left and drove for 8 to 9 years hauling logs. He shared with us that before his father passed, he had a long talk with him, and he strongly encouraged Donnie to consider driving for Decker. And the rest is history. After his father passed, he decided to give us a try. Donnie's words of wisdom for drivers out there: you must have patience. Things are not always perfect out there on the road. You can't let the little things interfere with your entire day. And you must trust and have faith in your fleet manager. Some words from his fleet manager, Jimmy Mitchell. Donald Neely has been one of, if not, the best driver I've ever worked with since I started here at Decker. Donald is a second-generation Decker driver. His father drove on the reefer side many years ago. During his free time at home, Donald is usually still working hard at some type of project. He's married to Amber, and they have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. As a family, they like to go bowling and take random trips. When Donald first started here, one of the first things he mentioned to me was that he wanted to be Driver of the Year. Honestly, the first couple months started out rough, but after that, Donald and I built a trust that no matter where we sat with him, he would be there on time, and I would keep him rolling. He started trusting in our process here in Bessemer, and everything fell into place for him. I can truly say that I'm very proud of the accomplishments that he has earned in being named Driver of the Year of the Southern Flatbed Division. The inspiration for this award was from his dad. He wanted to do it for him, to make him proud. Amber and the family say they're very proud of him for that, and they love him. Thanks, Donald, for all your hard work and dedication. Next, I'd like to recognize John Hodges, our owner-operator and lease purchase division Driver of the Year. John became a truck driver in 1995. He came straight out of the U.S. Army and joined the trucking industry because it was and is one of the best paying jobs out there. He joined Decker Truck Line in December of 2007 and became an owner-operator in September of 2020. John's stats are also stellar. He was named the Southern Flatbed Division Driver of the Year in 2016, and now is our 2021 Owner-Operator Lease Purchase Division Driver of the Year. Not only is John known for his great safety record and high scorecard scores, but he keeps his truck spotless, which consistently earns him high points in our take pride in your ride clean truck program. John's advice to professional drivers is to be dedicated to the company you drive for and show pride in your job. Also, make sure that you take care of your equipment. His special advice for flatbed drivers is to always be concerned about your load securement. John's fleet manager, Demisha Hubbard, says of him, "I've been truly blessed to have John Hodges on my board for 4.5 years. In that time, I have seen John soar as an outstanding company driver into an even greater lease purchase driver. John is more than just concerned eyes and ears of Decker out on the road. He is always willing to lend a hand and give great cleanup tips to his fellow drivers. He can do this because he keeps an immaculate truck. John is an awesome uncle to his nephew Nick, who has been instrumental in getting John to finally settle down and purchase his new home in Mississippi. John is one of the most dedicated drivers I have seen in my career, and watching his growth has been really rewarding. He loves Mountain Dew, loves to make people laugh, more importantly. He wants every driver he meets to strive better. His dedication to doing things the correct way is infectious and inspiring. I am proud to see John achieve this award as a monument to his hard work and dedication to be driven to deliver safely, on time, and with excellent customer service." John, congratulations. For our team drivers, Robert Andreessen and Lydia Dietrich. Robert and Lydia rejoined the Decker family in July of 2018. They had previously been with Decker from April of 2016 to January of 2018. Together, they run the Pepperidge dedicated route under the direction of their fleet manager, Matt Nichols. Individually, each driver must put in 100% to earn this award. Lydia noted, in order to earn Team Division Driver of the Year, each person who makes up part of the team must give 100%, not 50%. If both individuals give full effort, you'll earn great overall scorecards. And as you can see, this team's stats are from among the best of the best here at Decker Truckline. Robert and Lydia enjoy traveling as much as spending time with their family. They also enjoy a wide variety of activities such as art, baking, interior design, movies, music, philanthropy, and learning new things. Word is that Lydia is a fabulous pastry chef. And as you exit tonight, you might be able to find that out as the cookies that you exit are from her. The team adds, as drivers, we are grateful how little our lives have changed over the last 2 years in comparison to the changes that others had to cope with. We do not take for granted the hard work and dedication of Decker Truckline to make sure we are not only running, but that we are taken care of. If we were to give advice to new truck drivers, it would be to treat your knowledge and skills like a tool set, an endeavor to build on, expand on your set where you become indispensable. Do not let your learning stop when school or training does. Steve Hatton, Director of Reefer Operations Western Division, shares, Robert and Lydia are just a great team. They somewhat keep to themselves and aren't the ones for a ton of small talk. They just get the job done. They are really focused on being professional drivers and providing the quality of service our customers expect. Matt Nichols writes of them, these two were also a great help to me when taking over the Pepperidge account. I have been around trucking for quite a while, and Robert and Lydia are as good a team as I have encountered. They're always on time or ahead of schedule. I like to say they're plug and play. Just like the load information that they get is done. Like many of the other Pepperidge drivers, these two are top notch. They are in constant communication when any issues arise along the way, in addition to keeping me updated on PM statuses for their truck. Their route is among the most demanding, if not the most demanding, in the entire company. They routinely put down 7,000 miles per week. On the rare occasion they do take time off, They like to travel to California to Lydia's mother. They are a true great asset to Decker and our customers. Thank you. And now, if the enjoyment of the evening hasn't been enough suspense, we get to pick one of those fantastic sets of drivers to be our Decker Truckline Grand Champion. We've had a tremendous amount of Grand Champions in the past that have truly set an example for this company. And this year is no different. This year, the Grand Champion gets a custom plaque, a Decker Truckline jacket, special decal for your truck, and a $15,000 bonus. Congratulations to all of you outstanding professional drivers. You are all very well deserving of these awards, which made it extremely difficult to choose the overall winner. But sifting through the criteria that was mentioned earlier, it is my great pleasure to announce that our 2021, I guess they get the check too.
This is the best part. I'm going to move it out here. Are you taking just the check or just the check? There we go. Can you see through it?
Doesn't work now. Hello? This one does. Somebody got an extra hand? Thanks. This year's Grand Champion is Todd Overson.
Wow. Give me a second here to get my breath back. I am very surprised. I mean, coming to the end of the year, to do my Lisa Stovall reference, I had her win the Midwest. So looking at all these great drivers we have around here, I can't believe it. I really can't. It takes a lot of people to make this company run. I've learned it from doing the driving console. Everybody pitches in. I look at where this company's gone from the almost 12 years I've been here and where it's going. Everything we do is social. Everything makes everybody better. Dave Chapin, back from when we started training and recruiting, has been very instrumental. Tanner, everybody adds into the equation. It's just been amazing. I got to give a lot of thanks to a lot of people in my life. My trainer back 26 years ago, and I had the advantage of having a 5 million mile driver that put his faith in me. So, I mean, it takes a large group of people to make a better driver, but it also takes a large company to make a better driver. And I'm very proud to be just a little bit of a part of this. I mean, I don't remember the name, but 45 years of driving. It's just, it makes you feel great, but it also realizes how small everything you do is. From my pastor, from my accountability partner, AJ, it all adds up. I got my two brothers here with me tonight. It's an amazing thing. And I get to go home tomorrow and I get to show my 105-year-old grandma and share it with her. So thank you for everybody. Marcia Goodell, I say it to her. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am. So thank you for everybody from my family. I'm not going to be able to drive home. Oh. you know, it also doesn't just take everybody in the shop. I mean, it's the equipment that you guys supply for us. It's the great customers we have. It all adds up into a great equation. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. That's about all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Todd, we from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate everything that you do and the dedication that you have to Decker Truck Line, and then especially thank you for those kind words. We thank all of our drivers that we have in our team. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. We really appreciate everything that you guys do. That check you can't actually take to the bank, though. So. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight. This was kind of a new thing for us, and hopefully it went over very well. Again, I especially thank Tammy and Katie for really pulling this thing together, and Eddie and all the guys in the shop and everybody that really pulled this thing together. It's a great event that we can do to recognize the accomplishments of our drivers, our entire team, and everybody that's involved with Decker Truck Line. For me, my family, Dad, Mom, everybody, thank you very much. We'd love to keep striving. We got another year of really knocking it out of the park, and let's come back next year for even more awards and recognition. And thank you again, and congratulations, Todd, for winning Grand Champion of the Year. Thank you. And one thing as you guys are leaving, we assembled a lot of nice centerpieces this evening. A lot of nice swag on them. If you reach underneath your seat, someone's going to have a special tag that gets to take the centerpieces. Everyone, please have a safe drive home. And if we could get all the winners and Drivers of the Year nominees to stick around, we'd like to get some good pictures, and the Million Mile drivers as well. And thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.